Now, what you're going to start doing is after you speak to companies and you are continuously doing it, it is something that you're going to have to do for at least, I would say, 10 days straight. Because for 10 days, all I want you to do is these candidates, these 3 or 4 candidates that are happy for you to represent them, happy for you to find new jobs for them. And you have to bear in mind, you have to know they're very serious. Now, how can you know they're very serious? You have to ask questions in a specific way, and you have to find out every single little detail. If you don't, you know what's going to happen? That candidate is going to go for the interview and just not turn up to the job. Or that candidate, you're going to say, by the way, I've got an interview for you, and they're just going to stop taking your calls because you haven't asked the relevant questions. Now, bearing in mind, I can't go through every single little thing. It's impossible on this YouTube video, but I'm trying to give you as much value as I possibly can. So now you're taking these candidates to market, you're calling companies and you're saying you've got really good candidates, and you would also go down the route of sending emails. Now, when you're sending emails, you want to do it in a particular way, and you want to keep your emails as short as possible. Please don't think that sending long emails is going to get you results. It's not, because long emails, no one has time to read. So make them 1 or 2 lines at most. Now, for 10 days, all I want you to do is take these candidates to market, and you have to bear in mind, represent really good candidates, know that they will turn up to interview and they are definitely interested in a new job. Now, for 10 days, you're going to get clients on. Clients will say, yes, we need something. Yes, we're looking for someone. Send their CV, whatever sort of thing. Now, some of the clients will say, that's not something we're looking for. And that's for you to now turn around and say, well, what is it you're looking for? Because you will speak to some companies who will say, I don't need an accountant with the ACCA. Maybe I just need someone in the payroll side. Maybe I need someone in the finance side. Maybe I need someone in audit. The point is this: until you pick up the phone, until you send emails, until you send messages on LinkedIn, it's not gonna happen. Now, you will start getting companies who will be interested and say, send their CV across. It's also very important at this point to understand, when you're speaking to companies, is you're not sending the CVs and you're not dealing with companies that just say, send the CV across, because that doesn't necessarily mean that the company is actively looking for someone. And so you need to speak to a ton of companies and determine whether this company is actually needing someone seriously. So you would ask questions like, no problem, I understand you're looking for someone. At what point would you want to interview them? How long have you been looking for someone? If I could get the right candidate for you, when would you want them to start? You need to ask many more questions. There are many more questions that are relevant and important for you to ask. And the reason you need to ask is because when you ask these questions, you will figure out how serious this client is in taking someone on. Trust me when I say, it may sound as simple as get a candidate and provide them to a company, but it never really is. And unless you have the information, unless you have the knowledge, you will be like a headless chicken running up and down. So after 10 days of calling, emailing, and LinkedIn messages, bearing in mind you should do all 3 and not just one. When you're doing all 3, and if this is someone full-time, and if you're not doing it full-time, it's completely okay. Even if you make, 3 calls on your lunch break, 1 call in the evening, you send emails and you send LinkedIn messages. The point is this: you take action. After 10 days, you will have about 8 or 9 companies that will be happy to work with you.